Well, like, if
So, I
we
mean,
wanted to go to a tailor, I think we could get it made a little bit more Cathartian.
I mean,
Make it a little bit more.
will that get a few less eyes on me?
I feel like if you embrace culture, typically people see you embracing the culture and they appreciate it.
I mean, I don't know. I see Arta giving me both a thumbs up and a thumbs down, and it's really confusing me.
Where's Arta? How?
I don't
Arta,
know.
how are
He
you?
passed by, and he just went boom, and then he walked off. It was really
Oh,
weird.
I was over there like watching but not able to hear like everything, like trying to like, am I good to come back over? Y'all?
yes.
Oh yeah, come on over, Arta. Yeah.
All right.
So, have you
I was
noticed any
thinking,
racism
I
here?
need Will to pull the trigger on it. I'm not telling you whether that's right or wrong, but I need Will to pull the trigger on it.
Okay, yeah, he wasn't a part of it, so
Okay,
let
I'm
let
not
him solve.
saying shit then.
Cool.
And don't give hints.
I won't. I just
Wait, so did he get it right?
I'm not telling you whether he got it right. I need Will to give the fucking answer.
Well, I don't fucking know a word that like this makes no fucking sense. Like,
Let's go to a tailor, Morak.
Okay, hold on. Let me
I
put
could
it.
use some fresh digs.
that was to answer your question, Byron. No, I haven't, and it's been kind of weird after walking around the Empire. The fact that like this is the first time I've seen like outside of Gautera, I guess, furbolgs just walking around and nobody batting an eye at it.
Oh wait. Yeah. I think, and as he says that, Mr. Tuskbane, you pulled him into a very particular tailor's store. And
I guess we'll just like bring Artuk with us as we're walking to the tailor, and possibly like and Zeka, like we put one of those little kitty backpacks with a leash on it so that he can keep working on it, and we just like pull him along.
100%. But as you walk in, as you pull them in, you remember there's one tailor that your family in particular enjoys. It is a Furbolg man who runs the store. And it is a savant of fashion by the name of Gro'Mo. As you walk in, you see the most immaculately dressed man in total fucking European styles. A Furbolg, not unlike Zeka. God damn it! I couldn't take a second thing. I want to defend that one. I thought of Zeltak first, and I was like, that isn't right. That one was explicit. That one was explicit of a fuck up. But you see, not unlike Artuk, stood there before you, but adorned in this beautiful, like, almost like Renaissance outfit with like these extra collars, this beautifully crafted, hand sewn like cotton shirt, dressed much like as the portrait is stood before you. And as you walk in, you see him like literally like kind of in that way of like he has that kind of like fuck, what's it called? Like a measuring tape wrapped around his arm, like just like different like the pin bat, like the fuck, what is it called?
The pins.
The pin cushion?
Thank you, fuck. Like a pin cushion with a bunch of pins, like different types of fabric thrown over his arm as he is currently like finishing up what appears to be a well, maybe not a wedding dress, but certainly like a fancier dress for an orc woman.
Well, I can tell I'm gonna like this.
Gro'Mo, long time no see, friend.
You see he holds up a finger, finishes one final pin, steps away. You look beautiful, darling. And takes this long, exaggerated bow before you and says, Prince Morak Tuskbane, it has been too long. I believe it was your quinceanera that I last worked with you.
It's true. It's true. That's where I became a woman.
How may I help you?
My friends and I, these are my two friends, Byron and Artuk. We're in the market for some new clothes.
It looks specifically at Artek and is like, I can see. Okay.
I'm like giving him the exact same look back of just like bewildered, like.
And looks
What?
over at Byron and is like, very well. All right. Here we are. And what all? I'm assuming this will be a expense to. You see the orc one. Sir, we weren't done. I will get to you in a moment. If you want a certified Gro'Mo dress, you will deal with the experience. How may I help the rest of you?
Well, my friend Artuk here needs, frankly, no offense, Artuk, like a whole new outfit. And then Byron here is looking to embrace Cathartian culture, and I couldn't think of someone better to bring him to.
It is a good day.
Yeah.
Immediately starts like you almost like a fucking spell. Like it's like he teleports behind Artuk and is immediately taking measurement. Artuk, you think he's trying to strangle you with the measuring tape for about half a second.
Yeah, I had this exact same moment with a hot knife a moment ago, or like not too long ago, and I am like having flashbacks to hot knife.
As he just begins to go, just like take your measurements down, and that you see this one orcish woman who was like nearly done is just kind of stood there in the middle of like a parlor, and just sits down at this point, is just watching you guys, like half glaring, but is all more like angry at Mr. Gro'Mo for losing his focus immediately.
Mr. Gro'Mo, if you don't mind me asking, where are you from? As he's like near strangling me with things.
That's me work.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, how's your day been, Morak?
I mean, it's been pretty good. It's good to be back home. Had a little bit of a strange run-in with Admiral Komori, which was a little bit. I don't know. I forget what his title was. Sir Komori, General. Okay. He's not on a boat. But yeah. But other than that, it's been pretty good. Oh, I do want to show you something. I think you're gonna like it. And Morag just looks at him and then switches his armor to look like he's in the exact same outfit that Gro'Mo is in.
Oh yeah, it looks good. Looks great. It suits you, Prince Tuskbane.
Great. You can just call me Morag. And then he goes back to his armor after realizing it doesn't really work on him.
It's just a thing of like the exact way his clothes work. They flush you out so much that it's like the outfit and how it fits on you is fine, but it doesn't work in that inexplicable way that it makes it all the more frustrating. Well, have I got an outfit to make for you then too?
You're good. You're good. It's fine.
No. Now I insist.
Before you start taking my measurements, Prince Morak, could you show me to the restroom real quick?
Yes. And I bring him over to the restroom.
And he will take off the armor. This will really freak him out if he finds it while taking my measurements.
Yeah. And I put it into the bag of holding.
At this point, Artuk, it's like
Let's
he's
just
doing
keep it there.
Exam. You don't know how this has to do with any of your outfit, but he seems confident that it matters.
As like with them gone, I look back up at him, and this time like quietly in giant, I'm like, if you're not too busy with your work now, where are you from?
Well, my story is a vast tale. I was born in the city of Capra. as you say this, he just starts going. He was born in Capri. He was always raised in there. That is a city near it. It's basically due south of Corgron as opposed to Galterra, which is due north.
Yep. Yeah, it's near.
Starts going on about his life in the city and his pursuit of passion. You lose interest very quickly. It very quickly becomes if you do, it very quickly becomes and here's how. Through fashion, and this pursuit of like this interest of mine, I was able to raise myself out from the gutter and become an esteemed tailor. And it's as interesting as Artuk allows it to be.
I feel like he is the first Furbolg I've ever like talked to who didn't come from a herd or the herd. And like I'm bewildered and baffled at the idea that he was like born in a city and like just raised through urban life. And so I feel like I'm like hanging on every word of what he's saying. And I think like maybe he even like sees it on my face and notices as he's going just how like intrigued I am by everything he's saying, and like it pushes him to keep saying things even more. Like, you know, I like this kid. I'm gonna keep telling this kid stuff. This kid seems really, really sharp. He's on top of things. He actually likes this shit.
It's like when your uncle has an anecdote and you buy in just a little bit, so suddenly the anecdote becomes a whole story in and of itself. Like this easily could have been like a 1 minute story, but he's been telling you for like half hour to an hour now.
I feel like I start like asking like informed but very like obvious that I don't know anything questions throughout the whole time he's going about like, you know, fashion trends and why like, you know, why as he's like, you know, he makes like offhand comments as he's going, it's like, of course you wouldn't put that on your lapel. That would be dastardly. And like as he's continuing, I was like, wait, why wouldn't you put it on your lapel?
Oh my god, let me tell you.
And like he just like goes deep, and I'm at like I keep asking, I just don't get the idea that like it's not a good idea to keep going, and I just keep going.
You also do notice as he spirals, so it isn't just ongoing constantly. Morak, how much hesitation do you put up to a new outfit?
It's one of those things of Morak thinks he looks good in everything. So he did like when he changed it and noticed Gro'Mo's um demeanor about him wearing it, he's like, okay, maybe this isn't for me. I respect his opinion. He would not like getting an outfit from Gro'Mo is just like a thing in itself. Like there's status to that. Like you should be proud to get something from Gro'Mo. But he might try to push him to get something different. Like, he still wants an outfit from Gro'Mo, but he wants it to be something original.
Gro'Mo,
and he'll let Gro'Mo do whatever Gro'Mo wants.
You see him take a pause back. At this point, he's gotten the measurements from Artuk and is kind of like taking a step back to just kind of conceptualize what will it be. You're due to be married, aren't you?
That
Yeah.
You see like a Cheshire smile begin to break. Same
I'm
deal with
glad
Artuk.
that
It's,
the
like
news-
it's a flurry of measurements. It feels like an attack on the census as he goes through it.
Oh, I can tell I'm going to like you, Gro'Mo.
And as he goes through, he's a lot faster because to an extent, he got sidetracked with Artuk, but he 100% kind of is like, I know. And he begins to put together sketches, and it looks by and large like a wedding suit. A very nice one, very high quality material, very complimentary to Morak's skin tone. Everything about it is exactly what Morak would want. But you do notice just in the inlay, specifically along, is Morak left or right arm hand dominant?
I feel like he's somewhat ambidextrous, but he uses his sword with his left hand.
You see
Shield right, sword left.
shield right, sword left. Okay, you see.
I know it's different from normal. I'm breaking down boundaries here.
Stereotypes.
He's a lefty,
You see as he begins to sketch, you see just different little like pseudo arcane runes and such being described onto the wrists of either basically kind of like the wrists and the forearms of the suit. And you see a very brief sketch of a cape with a full cape with the Tuskbane logo being put on it. It looks okay with the outfit, but it really comes down to if Morak wants a cape. And he's just kind of looking at it like,
maybe not for this one.
rips the page out immediately.
It's just a lot. Like,
But he just kind of continues to move through, and you see just like with Artuk, he's taking a lot of care to get the measurements right. But he's very much just getting the measurements down, kind of picking material and stuff like that. With Morak, it's a lot more of like he gets the measurements very quickly, but he's like being very like slow and methodical with picking like materials and like making little notes to himself of like detailing along the wrist, along the arms, along the back, just different little things there. Gives a lot of extra room in the crotch, you notice.
thank you.
But and he moves on to Byron. And you. What would you like?
Hello there. What do I like?
I can
Well,
make you
you know that cape
You
that
like?
you know that cape that you showed Morak that he was like on?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck me up with that, you know? I want to get the full Cathartian experience. I want to be fully submerged, engrossed, enveloped, all of it.
Gro'Mo, you know, my friend Byron here is also a bit of a ladies' man. He's only in town for a little bit, so you know the saying, Paisley Paisley makes girls go crazy.
As I'm well versed.
Okay, I'm rolling insight on that.
Natural 1. Morak.
22.
You know Morak thinks women love Paisley.
Morak believes it. Byron,
Morak believes it. Morak is also the person that's in an arranged marriage.
Yeah, what's Gro'Mo thinking?
Gro'Mo understands that Morak's paying for it. But isn't gonna do Byron dirty because he has fucking standards.
Thank you.
He goes down, once again, measurements. This time, actually, Byron, there's a brief moment where you actually do have your air cut off. He is really getting that neckline. He is trying to make sure it is exactly right. And there, you do pass out for a minute or so. You end up on the floor, and Grummel's just like, wake up, I need to continue.
Yep, sorry. You know, haven't eaten too much yet today. Yep, good.
But begins to go down the line and puts together a number of sketches. Is there any tape very much included for Byron, but going down the line, a very almost Florentine outfit. Like once again from the Renaissance, not quite what Gro'Mo himself has, but not entirely far off from it. And begins to have a few sketches. Byron, is there anything in particular with this outfit that Byron will insist upon?
Ooh. Oh, damn.
Don't we want it to be like also his armor? I feel like that's a given,
Well, I
right?
can always throw the cape over the armor.
That's true. Okay, you make a point.
It's like John Wick. He puts the Kevlar inside the suit.
You know, I would really like something to make my eyes pop. Note that my eyes can be two different colors. One is gray, kind of like a bluish gray. The other one is like what you're seeing now, which is like this jade green. Magic. You know how it goes.
He just looks confused at his fabrics for a minute, like, huh, that one's gonna be a bit tricky.
I've been yet to find someone who can, but I think you can do it,
He
Gro'Mo.
writes a note down. You see in... Do you read Giant?
No.
Regrettably, neither does Artuk.
True. I just speak it.
You see a small note written in Giant, you assume.
You can
If you
tell
need, I
because
can
it
give you an
looks-
example of what the eye color looks like.
Giant is just common, but in all caps.
Like in a crayon.
Read it.
Yeah, big, all caps.
It has to be in a crayon, and sometimes things are backwards, but it's not consistent.
Wait, is Ode here?
Ode's also here. If Ode wants an outfit, he can get that.
No, I can't comprehend languages
Oh,
subtly.
All right. It says the note says, "Fuck, I don't know." and then a little like asterisk after it just saying enchanted equal sign $, question mark subnote in the budget question mark.
Ode reads that and just says, hey Morak, what's your budget?
I'm just putting it on the family account.
No budget.
You see him strike through a few of them.
I hope that's okay with you, David, if Morai puts it on his tab.
As long as you're fine with the family coming to fucking collect eventually.
I feel like they understand Morai's shopping trouble.
Yeah, it's on them to have taken away his line of credit with the shopkeepers.
But Gro'Mo goes down the line, and you all see, obviously they're not made yet, they're gonna need some work done, but Gro'Mo has taken your orders, and with knowing that it's through the Tuskbane estate, we'll figure out where to send them. You see a little contact card that just has Dottingsworth information on it, that he just puts on each of them, is like, well...
Oh, I know I just jumped in, but Eric recapped for me. When he gets to Ode, she says, she kind of crosses her arms and she says, "Gotta wear the uniform and don't touch the cape."
Wait, what was the first thing you said, Mary?
I said, "Gotta wear the uniform," which is her robes, and don't touch the cape.
Where does that leave?
Accessories.
Ooh.
As Artuk says, accessories. You see so many just different him just pull out just a shitload of brooches, pins, stuff like that, like
Love it.
jade, gold, silver.
Jewelry. That's actually really good.
Yeah, just all down the line and just all fancy. You see a number of price tags on this stuff that has no mechanical benefit, but Morak's family will surely have to pick up the tab for. And he's trying to match it with Ode's eyes, different patterns in her fur, making very clear to avoid actually touching any of the uniform or the cape, but kind of comparing against seeing which pops, which is best, which accessories work.
That's awesome. I think Ode was actually kind of standoffish if they got to a tailor, because she grew up being taught weaving by her kind of art colony people. And so then when she and so then when she was brought in by the Cerulean Eye, they kind of were like, "Oh, well, if you want to work for us, you can be a tailor, because we don't necessarily do weaving, but you can make clothes for people." So she kind of picked up clothes making tailoring skills from there. But as I said, the monks at the monastery wear relatively simple robes, square cut top cinched in with a cloth belt, square cut pants. And so she's more of a weaver by trade than she is a tailor. So I think she was a little bit intimidated by she's been kind of stitching together makeshift cloaks for the group for months now, and so it felt intimidated by an actual stylized aesthetic tailor. But when he pulled out brooches and cat earrings, she very much warmed up to him.
You also Ode would notice this as well. As you're looking through, you do see just slyly in a little notebook, he is writing down stuff, and you see a very faint sketch of Ode's cape, as if he's not given completely up on the idea of accessorizing it, but isn't doing it yet. I'll get there one day. I'm gonna get that goddamn.
Don't warm up to me. I like that.
Just not to leave anyone out, Mr. Zeka, if you'd like to pull yourself away from the cipher for a moment, is there anything in particular you go for?
Anything blue with stars. I want to look like a wizard boy.
You immediately see him just begin to
Just
put
straight up Mickey Mouse wizard
Yes,
outfit.
I just
That
want a
fits
Mickey
so
Mouse
well.
wizard outfit. Yep. That's exactly what I want. Word for word.
I forgot. I thought Will was like kind of away, so I was gonna have Morak buy him a Cathartis University hoodie.
Oh, I just don't think. I'm just gonna share my screen.
It'll be the Cathartis University mages.
Will, I'll say this. Adam proved it was possible. I won't tell you any of what he put, but he got it. So it's possible at the very least, and I was pretty confident it was.
Yeah, one sec.
I'll make a note for you, Will. David accidentally forgot to put a single space.
Did I? Wait, I was
Yes.
pretty goddamn certain.
Or well, maybe it just doesn't show up well on the paper there. Oh yeah, it is there. It just doesn't show up. It's not nearly as big as the other ones on the paper.
Okay. This is what I've got so far, but I'm almost certain that a word does not exist with these letters.
I can't
can't
read
see it.
this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna look at it right now. Adam, which one are you talking about? Though I'm curious.
Let me find a way to say it without saying it.
Oh, wait a minute. I see what you did. I see what you're talking about.
I thought what looks like the 7th and 8th words were one big word. They are not. They are two words.
Yeah, Will, third row. The first one is 5 letters long. It's not.
It does look like one.
Motherfucker, that's why! I was so... Oh my god.
It took me a second to figure that out, but I figured it out when I realized what the two words had to have been.
The spacing on that a lot. I don't know how I missed that one. Anyway.
Okay, so this is one word right here.
No. The BLJKC is its own word, separate from QV, D, whatever.
Anyway,
Okay. That doesn't help me as much as I thought it did.
That tip off for formatting. Adam, thank you for pointing that out, because I would have felt bad if it was a fucking formatting issue.
I could tell that was not something you intended, which is why I felt okay saying it.
Oh, by the way, one thing with that puzzle. Trying to fucking write that thing earlier today, like writing it in physical, like the physical nature of it. It's fine. It's fine to do and write it out. I can work backwards from that. It's fucking hard as hell to type it out.
I bet, man. That's impressive that you did.
Just about broke my brain. Anyway.
Okay, am I on the right track?
Adam, it's up to you. I refuse to give hints.
You got.
I feel like a fucking idiot right now.
You need to have Artuk have some sort of insight into this Fey magic, and have Artuk advise Zeka in some sort of scene.
Good point. In fact, I'll leave that to you two. Meanwhile,
Hey,
leaving the tailors of Gro'Mo, the master tailor.
And yes, if Kezia or Sunny ever play, I assume they get outfits too. This is also how to retcon Sunny actually having clothes now.
Absolutely not. Sunny missed out on it.
Okay.
Kezia's fine. Kezia's okay to have clothes, but Sunny 100% is not allowed now. He has his poncho, and that is what it will stay.
Winnie the Poohing life.
Tell me it isn't the most on brand for Eric.
True.
Fair.
All right. 1 sec. I need to make sure. I've gone through a lot of my notes, so I just need to make sure I got them all down.
This cat refuses to get off my chair.
I would say after a brief interrogation from General Komori, a very extended trip to the tailor.
Can I add, as we're exiting the tailor? I want to, as we start to go out, after my when he got his 30 or 40,000 word essay in while the others were in the bathroom and I was there alone and I was hanging on to his every word of the 40,000, I'm gonna turn back around on the way out the door and be like, Mr. Gro'Mo, I feel nervous about asking this, but especially because, you're the expert here by all means, but just based on what you taught me there, do you mind if I have at least give you an idea for what I have in mind, given your teaching?
Scans you up and down. You're in his turf now, and he does not take this lightly.
This is, I only learned this from you just now, so feel free to poke holes in it if I got it wrong. But, we'll start with the foundation. A pair of bespoke trousers and a sumptuous wool blend, cut in a slim fit, high waist. Finished with sharp crease down the front, trousers will be paired with a crisp white dress shirt tucked in neatly, fastened with a mother of pearl buttons, featuring a spread collar, we'll say a Caprian cuff style, just to do homage to your home. For the jacket, we'll go a double-breasted blazer in a luxurious silk, whatever you got, and a wool blend with wide peak lapels and a striking houndstooth pattern, if you got anything like that on you right now. The jacket, a structured shoulder, nipped waist, and tailored to accentuate my physique, because you just took all the measurements there. And then to complete it, we'll do some accessories. So a silk pocket square in a bold geometric pattern, neatly folded in the blazer breast pocket, and a slim black leather belt with a silver buckle to cinch the waist of the trousers. And then, some shoes with the sleek black patent leather design. Maybe brogue detailing.
Is this from Kingsman?
Bravo!
While this was happening, I like to think that Morak was like in awe, and then as Ode walked by, he was like, "Watch this," and Byron walked by. No, you gotta watch this.
Byron
Gro'Mo
sheds a single tear.
takes a deep breath. Kisses you on the forehead, Artuk. And gets to work.
I'm glad that I can do.
He's been waiting this entire time. He's still not going to finish her dress.
David, please flip the Gro'Mo. That was great.